not supposed to be green, like faith's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground, and a square's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun, and a two is not supposed to be a one. And the heart's not supposed to weigh a ton, and forever's not supposed to be done. Winter's not supposed to come in June, and I am not supposed to have the blues. There are so many things that are not supposed to be, babe, except you and me. There are so many things that I'm not supposed to be. Ooh, baby, yeah, except you and me. Night's not supposed to be long, yeah. No one is supposed to be alone. Understanding is not supposed to be confused, and the wind is not supposed to lose. Like fire's not supposed to freeze, or like joy is not supposed to grieve. Like you are not supposed to leave what I said I'm not supposed to mean. He is not supposed to have your heart. Baby, we are not supposed to be apart. There are so many things that are not supposed to be said. You and me. There are so many things that are not supposed to be. Hey, baby, it seems just like no seasons changing, or this earth with no creation, or a heart with no feelings, or a sickness without a healing. Just like a frozen spring, or a bird with no wings. Just like a song out of key, that's how my life would be. Like the night skies with no stars, or lonely broken heart. No holding hands or walks in the park. That's how it would be if we went apart. Ooh. There are so many things, yeah, except our love. So many things that are not supposed to be. It's like having nowhere to breathe. Like having no words to breathe. Like having no rain for the sea. There are so many things that's not supposed to be. Not supposed to be. Except you and me, baby. Yeah, yeah, baby, yeah. Except you and me.
They say this is a big rich town. Oh, I just come from the poorest part. White lights, city lights, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
If it ain't official Dana J, Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it.
It ain't gonna work. Whoever may come, but it ain't gonna work. Whoever may fall, but it ain't gonna work. No, no. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. want you to know God will do what He said He's gonna do. He will stand by His word. He will come through. No weapon formed against you. It may try, but it won't. It can't harm you. It won't work.
The miseducation.
Now I don't. I used to love him. Now I don't. You might win some, but you really lost one. You just lost one. It's so silly. How come when it's all done, did you really gain from what you done? It's so silly. How come you just lost?
But I know that there's more. More for you, more for us.
Children, rain all night long. Didn't it all, oh my Lord. Didn't it rain? Didn't it rain, children? Rain all night long. Didn't it all? Didn't it all? Oh, my Lord. Didn't it rain?
You can't run from it. You can't deny it. You can't pass it off. It's your call. God knew what He was doing. He knew who He was calling, and He expertly and intricately detailed every aspect of your life, your being, your persona, your psyche, your physicality, everything about you, from the texture of your hair to the color of your eyes to the way that you laugh to the fingerprint on your thumb. Everything is connected to your calling. And until you walk into the fullness of the thing that you were created for, you will find yourself frustrated. You're called.
Hey, Maga gang, hey, so Maga down, Maga on my chain. Me and you, we ain't the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president, if you like it or not. Keep that energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my block. You wanna impeach him? I guess that's what you do when you can't beat him. That need to dead that. And I'm coming through your hood in my red hat. And they say they looking for me, I say where? Cause it seem like they all high like some scared cats. You can tell the deep state that I said that. Cannons always on my shirt. They gon' be triggered when I wear that. I expose all the fakes, now who next? Bryson do not tolerate no disrespect. We went to the White House, they said we got a check, but this truth might make you upset. Donald Trump is your president, if you like it or not. Keep that energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my block. You wanna impeach him? I guess that's what you do when you can't beat him. That need to dead that. And I'm coming through your hood in my red hat.
The spices are in. The spices are in. Oh my God. We got DanaJay Hattie Lemon Steak Spice. Oh yeah. We got the DanaJay Lafayette Low High Rise Tropical Bang. Come and get it. We got the DanaJay Lafayette White Dirt, y'all. We got the DanaJay's Jackson Family Seafood Blend number 2. Oh my God. Then we got Dana J's Lemon Family Seafood Blend #1. We also have the Dana J's Lafayette Low Rise Mild Heat. If you know, if you want that heat. Then we got the real heat. If you want the Dana J's Smut. That's the extreme heat that got the Joker on the side. Oh my God. Come and get it. Come and get it. The Dana J spices are running wild. I'm telling you, come and get it. After you taste these spices, you ain't gonna want nobody else's. I holler at you later. Hit me.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me if it ain't good enough for you, baby. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me if it ain't good enough for you, baby.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
From the land of the free and the brave, USA. I love my country, they can't take that away. Against all odds, he made fortune and fame. Legendary. Us patriots won't let you lock him away. Trump say the USA. Loves his country. Trump say the USA. Red, white, and blue. Trump say the USA. Trump, he say the USA. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Red, white, and blue. 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 Working hard, fighting with Uncle Sam. I'm working hard. Leave your family and go fight for the land. Freedom. You Democrats scared of the orange man. No politician, Trump's a businessman.
Let's go.
Red, white, and blue, that's all the DJ was playing.
We fight.
We won't let you liberals cheat us again. So we fight for the right Republican Party. Vote Donald Trump. USA, land of the free. USA, home of the brave. From the land of the free and the brave, USA. I love my country, they can't take that away. Against all odds, he made fortune and fame.
You got it, Steve.
Us patriots won't let you lock him away.
No, we won't.
Trump say the USA. Loves his country. Trump say the USA. Trump say the USA. Trump, he say the USA.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, he did. Red, white, and blue. 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 He built it up, now they burning it down. A fallen country faded right to the ground.
They don't want the truth.
Americans be crying, tears falling down. Tears of joy. MAGA nation screaming loud and proud. Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and my fellow citizens, America's comeback starts right now.
From the land of the free and the brave, USA. I love my country, they can't take that away.
That's it.
Against all odds, he made fortune and fame. Legendary. Us patriots won't let you lock him away.
No, we won't.
Trump say the USA.
You doing a remark?
Trump say the USA. Trump say blue, red, white, and 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 blue.
All right. Shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to everybody that's in the land. Lord have mercy, I'm up loud today. And the Q's loud. First of all, I want to say shout out to Tony Curtis. I need everybody to go over. That's another hometown homie. That's my bro. I need everybody to go over to I Am Tony Curtis and hit that like button. Hit that like, share, subscribe. I Am Tony Curtis. Also, don't forget, go to Shank Rock and hit that like, share, subscribe button. Also, don't forget Alicia TV podcast, man. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Also, Chris Terry 2010. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Prima Donna News. Like, share, subscribe button. Prima Donna Patriots. Like, share, subscribe button. Same thing all the way through. Same thing all the way through. Now, I know people talk about he playing that Trump shit again. Listen, I'm going to go here. What I just got sent pissed me off. And I'm not even a taxpayer. I get everything that I put in back at the end of the year. I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing. And I have friends that are taxpayers that busts their tail because they don't want to listen. And guess what? What I'm going to show today, and they watching from work, they going to be butthurt. And I mean butthurt. Do I like coming off like this? No. But at the end of the day, the truth have to be put out there. And if you don't put the truth out there, then what's left? Ask yourself these questions. If the truth ain't going to be put out there, then what's left? Somebody have to do it. And since somebody got to do it, why not it be me? You feel me? Why not it be me? We can go drama 24/7. But when you talk about something that's involving your life, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to talk about something that involves your life? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about this R.Kelly piece. And then I'm going to jump into this Trump piece. Because this Trump piece, as we say back home, is sauce. Real sauce. It's serious. When I seen this, I said, if these folks don't wake up and realize that we fighting a war of good and evil, you better wake up. Every day I go live to talk about Trump, I'm taking a risk of my channel being gone. That's why I stream to as many places as I do. Now that I'm talking about that, for all of y'all that can't make it over here, I thank you, Elon Musk, because you made it so that I'm streaming right now on X, baby. We are on X, going live right now. You think I'm lying? Watch this. Watch this. Y'all think I'm lying? Right now, we are streaming live on X. X, going live right now. You think I'm lying? Watch this. We are live on X right now. Right now, we are streaming live on X. Oh yeah, I told y'all, get ready because the shift is coming. The shift is here. YouTube is obsolete. It's just here now. But you want to go to everywhere. Thank you so much, Shank Rock. You want to go to everywhere where it's free speech. You want to go where it's free speech. And you hear people talk about, oh, I got free speech. I can exercise my First Amendment, but they're doing it wrong. We can always go against one another. But what about when them boys ready to kick your door in right now? What about what happened last night while you was sleeping and slumbering? What about what happened yesterday at 8 p.m. while everybody was, oh, I'm going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about them. Or they in church, praise the Lord with me. Or they was watching me late last night on the Shank Rock show. Do you understand what happened? Do you understand what is allowed now across the border? So I'm going to say this. Today, you got me all day. Lord have mercy. Right now, we're going to unleash the R.Kelly argument from a media source that was totally against R.Kelly. YouTube playing my views. Oh, yeah, that's what they do. Shank Rock put it up there. YouTube playing with my views. That's what they do. They doing everybody like that. That's why I say what I say, baby. You got to hit Rumble. You got to hit Rumble. You got to hit X. You got to hit Wimpkin. And you definitely got to hit True Social. And soon I'll be going live on True Social as soon as they implement that activity to happen. So the R. Kelly piece, let's talk about that. Let's get into it. Because the R. Kelly piece is crazy. I've been telling folks for a long time, this man is innocent. And people or networks, because now I'm attacking networks because I see these people are oxymoron. I see they want to get stuck on beefing and they want to, oh no, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Let me do a side note, baby. Nobody can dictate who I respond to. Second of all, I'm not a blogger. As of today, I am a journalist with integrity. And no, I don't run the courts trying to cover every story. That's not what journalists do. That's what bloggers do. Well, that's not even what bloggers do, because bloggers sit home and blog about whatever they get. Vloggers run to the courthouse and, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. No. Every case is not a good case. I vlog about what interests me and what interests the public. Because guess what? Who's coming to see you if you decide to do a live show? The public, your followers. Who contribute to you? The public, your followers. So why not cater to who? The public and your followers. On top of that, why not introduce your followers into something new? Last night I was on Shank Rock Show and I enjoyed myself daily. I felt at home. I felt like it was the DanaJay show. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I had some people who didn't believe. I had some people who told me I was goofy. I had some people who told me I was stupid and I was crazy because I see what Trump sees. Now, you know what they're going to say? Oh, here we go with this Trump stuff again. Okay. But when you, anytime, Shank, I told you, anytime you want me, just call me. I've been telling folks for the longest time, Kelly said, hello, Dana, the dream team in chat. You've been a truth teller from the beginning. No one can compare to our brother. Thank you so much, Kelly. I've been telling folks from day one, when I started talking about Trump, I said, it's not going to be an easy ride because you're going to be called a conspiracy theorist. Colton Hodge, what's up, man? A conspiracy theorist is nothing but a term that the federal government came up with to do what? Deter the truth. So before I get into that, let's get into this R. Kelly piece real quick. Real quick, we're going to get into this R. Kelly piece, and we're going to do it like this. Bang. We're going to hit it like this. Real quick. R. Kelly's appeal argument calls reasons for long sentence too vague. But court warns he could wind up worse off. I'm going to read it again. R. Kelly's appeal argument calls reasons for long sentence too vague. But the court warns he could wind up worse off. This is coming from the Herald Palladium, one of R. Kelly's biggest critics. So they said, imprisoned R&B star. Hold on. Wait a minute. I know the Herald Palladium didn't reverse titles on him. Remember, for the longest time, they was calling him the disgraced singer. They was calling him the disgraced singer. So now, now that Jennifer Bonjean entered the fray and put the government on notice and let them know that they are now hunted for what they be doing to R. Kelly, now all of a sudden, he's the imprisoned R&B star. See what happens when a little bit of representation that means something can do for your status? No longer is he the disgraced singer. He's the imprisoned R&B star. R. Kelly's attempt to win a new sentencing in Chicago's federal court might well backfire. An appellate judge reminded his attorneys in court Thursday, if we agree with you, does your client realize he could be worse off? Judge Amy St. Eve of the 7th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals acts, noting that Kelly could be given a harsher prison term if he is resentenced. If he wins on this particular point, he has risks. Kelly's attorneys were in court to argue that here we go. See how they change it up now? Oh, I spoke too soon. Kelly's attorneys were in court to argue that the disgraced R&B singer's sex crimes convictions should be thrown out and that the judge who sentenced him had no legitimate basis to give him 20 years in prison, which was higher than the suggested sentencing guidelines. It was higher, way higher, by 240 months. Much of the brief hearing was dedicated to discussing whether Kelly should be resentenced. But in the end, Kelly's lead attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, the great Jennifer Bonjean, noted his fate really hinges on what happens on appeal in his New York federal case. A racketeering conviction that got him a whopping 30 years behind bars. Anybody that was there at sentencing, y'all heard Jennifer Bonjean, not Jennifer, y'all heard Ann Donnelly say, I didn't care who represented R. Kelly. When I seen him in my courtroom, he was given 30 years off the break, which is wrong. So it says, that's his life sentence. Bonjean said during a 30-minute hearing at the Durskin U.S. courthouse, if that sentence sticks, he will probably die in prison. Appellate arguments in the New York case are scheduled for next month. A federal jury in Chicago convicted Kelly in 2022 on child pornography charges for explicit videos he made of himself and his then 14-year-old goddaughter, Jane. Stop right there. That was proven to be false. See how the media spin stuff? Because if they listened to what was said, Jennifer Bonjean noted that there was no underage pornography on the videotapes. It was tapes of Robert Kelly and of age Jane and his wife, Andrea Kelly, or Andrea Lee. And that was duly noted by a specialist. So if that's the case, why are you putting this in here? So it says Kelly was also found guilty of inappropriate sexual relations with Jane and two other teenage girls, Pauline and Nia. The jury acquitted Kelly on separate charges of conspiring to rig his prior Cook County child pornography trial, which that court case was all about. All but 1 year of Kelly's 20-year sentence for the Chicago convictions is to be served concurrently with his New York sentence. The 57-year-old singer is in custody at a federal prison in North Carolina, records show. The 2-decade Chicago sentence was well above federal guidelines. But U.S. District Judge Harry Levenweber comments during sentencing were too vague to rely on, Bonjean said, arguing he put too much emphasis on conduct for which Kelly was acquitted for, and did not precisely identify his reasons for giving Kelly such a hefty sentence. It was a little bit of stream of consciousness, she said. In response, Assistant U.S. Attorney Brian Williamson said sentencing judges have significant leeway to hand out prison terms longer than what federal guidelines have suggest. And Levenweber justified the sentence in part by indicating that Kelly's actions were horrible, horrific, and deserving of a very, very serious consequences, Williamson said. The arguments Thursday also briefly touched on Bonjean's claims that the conviction should be thrown out because they were charged after the statute of limitations had expired. Kelly abused the 3 girls in the 1990s. That wasn't true. When the law allowed prosecutors to bring such charges until the victims turned 25. Congress in 2003 expanded the statute of limitations up until the victim's death. But Bonjean argued lawmakers never intended that amendment to apply retroactively. Whoa. So if Bonjean is agreeing that lawmakers never intended that the amendment to apply retroactively, they got to throw that out. Especially if the judges agree with her. Prosecutors could not have brought these charges any later than 2009, she said. Here's my question. If the prosecutors could not have brought these charges no later than 2009, which they were trying to, and they decided not to because they lost in 2008, let me ask this question. How are you going to bring the charges 10 years later after the statute of limitation? Something ain't right. St. Eves again seems skeptical, noting that no federal circuit has yet sided with Bonjean's position. Prosecutors argued that Congress expanded the statute of limitations long before it otherwise would have expired for Jane, Nia, and Pauline. That's a deadline extension, not a retroactive application of the law, they argued. This is a universal approach to changing the statute of limitations, Williamson said. It's forward-leaning and backward-leaning. The brief argument supplemented lengthy briefings that dove deep into Kelly's claims. Kelly's briefings also argued that the charges against Kelly should have been split into separate groups. The child pornography counts, which had dramatically stronger evidence in the form of the videos of Kelly sexually abusing Jane and the enticement counts involving Nia and Pauline, and what none of them proven to be facts. The videos were such strong evidence of Kelly's guilt that jurors likely didn't completely consider whether prosecutors met their burden of proof on the separate accusations involving the two other girls, Kelly defense team argued. So that pretty much tell you that they ain't even look and see if they met their burden of proof, because they didn't. Kelly also would have testified in his own defense on the charges involving Nia and Pauline, but didn't do so in order to avoid giving self-incriminating testimony about the other counts, according to Bonjean. But prosecutors said jurors were explicitly instructed to consider each charge separately, and they clearly did so. Noting that while Kelly was convicted of abusing 3 teenage girls, he was acquitted of abusing 2 others. Make this make sense? He's acquitted of not abusing 2 that was supposed to have been in the same videos as the first 3. So make this make sense. That means they had to throw something at the wall and make it stick. Kelly, a Chicago native and one-time R&B superstar. And one-time R&B superstar, what? Had a stunning fall from grace after allegations of sexual abuse and misconduct reached a tipping point in 2019. Cook County prosecutors announced charges against Kelly early that year. A few months later, those were followed by the dual indictments in federal court. Kelly's trial in Chicago's federal court featured 34 witnesses over 5 weeks. Jurors were shown clips from 3 separate videos made in the 1990s depicting Kelly abusing Jane, including the same tape from his Cook County trial, as well as another where he instructed her to refer repeatedly to her 14-year-old genitalia. I didn't hear that in trial. Jane testified for the first time at trial that not only was it her on the videotapes, but that Kelly had sexually abused her innumerably times when she was a minor, at his recording studio, his home, on tour buses, and in hotel rooms. Now, I'm going to stop there for a second. If that's the case, y'all were still dating when he got picked up. So how is that a victim? On top of that, the government dangled a $20 million bag in front of your face to make you say that was you on that tape, when clearly you denied it for years. They killed your father so your father wouldn't testify. Then on top of that, you get a lifetime deal of Section 8 and a lifetime of food stamps. I'm lost. Is that not coercion? Hey, Colton, I got a question. Is that not what me and Shank was talking about last night? I'm just trying to figure out. Isn't that the same thing about the government coercing victims? If Robert can't do it, how can the government do it and get away with it? Anthony said she was texting Kel saying, check on mama. She's sad right now. Texting him during New Year's and birthday. Facts, Anthony. I'm just trying to figure out. Shank, am I wrong? I just want to know. So, Asked on the witness stand why, after 2 decades of silence, she finally decided to come forward and speak out, Jane said, "I became exhausted with living with Kelly's lies." That was a lie. That's something they told her to say. The jury split verdict came 14 years after Kelly's infamous acquittal on similar charges in Cook County, which were based on a single video of Kelly allegedly abusing Jane in his former home. Jane had refused to cooperate in that case. In a rare loss for federal prosecutors, the jury acquitted Kelly and 2 co-defendants on charges they conspired to retrieve incriminating tapes. Now watch this. If it was underage porn on them tapes, how is it that he's acquitted on retrieving the tapes? He's acquitted on conspiracy. He's acquitted on 2 of the females that's supposed to have been on the tapes, but not for the main 3 that the government spent time with. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out. And rig his 2008 trial by pressuring Jane to lie to investigators about their relationship and refuse to testify against him. Kelly was also found not guilty of filming himself with Jane on a video that jurors never saw. Hold on, what? Kelly was also found not guilty of filming himself with Jane on a video that jurors never saw. But I thought that was the infamous P tape. Once again, I told y'all that wasn't Rob on there, that was Damian Pryor, and Lisa Van Allen, his baby mama. But anyway, prosecutors said video 4 was not played because Kelly's team successfully buried it. But defense attorneys questioned whether it existed at all. After Kelly's federal convictions, Cook County prosecutors dropped their charges against him, in part to conserve resources given that he would already be serving significant prison time. That's a whole lie. So, like I said, the R.Kelly thing is going to continue. These folks are going to continue to lie. They're going to continue to sham. They're going to continue to steal. And the thing about it is they don't want Robert home at all. I don't care how y'all slice it. I don't care how y'all look at it. They don't want Robert home at all. So, we're going to continue to pray for Robert. We're going to continue doing what we're doing, and we're going to keep it moving. Now, let's get into the parts that people scared to talk about. Today should be a day that we as a people, we as melanated people, should take to the streets, rejoice, dance, party, tell the government kiss our tails, and do whatever we want. Because today is the day that the man that put, well, let's say this, the man and his family that helped put us melanated folks in mental, physical, emotional, and financial slavery. He's dead. Now I'm going to say it again. Today is the day that we were delivered from the hands of the enemy. Let's read. Let's catch up on truth. Developing Lord Jacob Rothschild passed away at 87. The Rothschild's family that played one of the most vital roles in the creation of Israel, the end of World War II, and the propaganda that influences the world. In a statement announcing his death, his family said, "Our father," listen, "our father, Jacob, was a towering presence in many people's lives." I'm going to stop there. You know why they say that? because his father implemented the reverse psychology of slavery. And he implemented the reverse psychology of a citizen. Because of him, your birth certificate have a QSIP number. Your social security card have a QSIP number. I know y'all don't want to talk about it, so I know the numbers are going to drop because y'all don't want the damn truth. And that's fine. But it says, our father Jacob was a towering presence in many people's lives, a superbly accomplished financier. Look, a champion of the arts and culture, a devoted public servant, a passionate supporter of charitable causes in Israel and what? The Jewish culture. So hold on. How is he a devoted public servant, a passionate supporter of charitable causes in Israel and Jewish culture when we are the Jews? We are the original Jews. We are the people that they want to be. And we ain't never see this devil worshiper in our hoods before. Then it says, a keen environmentalist and much loved friend, father and grandfather. He will be buried in accordance with Jewish custom in a small family ceremony, and there will be a memorial at a later date to celebrate his life. Now, let me ask you this question. What do you get when you see this? And I'm gonna go through some of the posts. They said his money won't save him on the other side. Lord Rothschild is finding out that all of his infinite wealth on earth doesn't mean dick in hell. I'm sure he received a warm welcome. Small family ceremony. Jacob Rothschild, a son of Satan and one of the most evil people in the world, has died age 87. Pay attention. Kenyu Reeves was abandoned by his father at 3 years old and grew up with 3 different stepfathers. He is dyslexic. His dream of becoming a hockey player was shattered by a serious accident. His daughter died at birth. His wife died in a car accident. His best friend, His best friend, Riviera Phoenix, died of an overdose. His sister has leukemia. Jesus Christ. That's too much. I don't want to read all that. So, you see what they saying. Like, there's nothing good about this man. I'm telling y'all now, be prepared. Because now, the real gatekeepers are leaving here. The real gatekeepers are leaving here. So, a lot of people been talking about my president, which kind of pissed me off. A lot of people been saying that my president owe a lot of money, right? And I broke that down last night. So it says Trump appeals $364 million decision in New York civil fraud case. Say former president is challenging a $364 million fine in New York. Fine a New York judge handed down for his company's fraudulent business practices. See how the media spin it? Multiple outlets reported. Why it matters. In legal filings Monday, the former president formally signaled his intent to appeal New York Judge Arthur Engoron's ruling, which will trigger a lengthy process that will likely delay its enforcement. Trump told reporters, in addition to the $364 million in penalties, Engoron also barred Trump from running a business as an officer or director in New York for 3 years. Trump told reporters at the time of the ruling that he'd appeal the decision, and if we're not successful, New York State is gone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What do you see going on in New York right now? Engoron found Trump liable for financial fraud in September. The January trial was to determine what penalties the former president and his business empire would face. New York Attorney General Letitia James sought a $370 million penalty from Trump for allegedly committing decades of financial fraud, which he didn't. Ain't no bank get a default. He never defaulted. Everybody got paid. Ain't nobody get hurt. So how did he commit fraud? She also wanted to bar Trump and his two sons from being able to do business in New York ever again. The case is just one of several that Trump is facing as he seeks to clinch the Republican presidential nomination. Go deeper. What Trump stands to lose in his New York civil fraud trial. This is a breaking news story. Check back for updates. Now watch this. When you look at what's going on, right? You sit back and you say, something ain't right somewhere. And everywhere you look, you see it's fraud popping up, but it's not by Trump. So the question would be, is where is this fraud really going on at? Because if Trump is not committing fraud, then where's the fraud coming from? Well, I'm going to break it down like this. We seen Fannie Willis, and I'm going to talk about that probably tomorrow or later tonight. But the judge in New York, right? It say, Dear Mr. Keiss, not having heard from you by the third extended deadline, noon today, I assume that Mr. Trump will not agree to the reasonable lawful limits I have imposed as a precondition to giving a closing statement above and beyond those given by his attorneys, and that, therefore, he will not be speaking in court tomorrow. As I previously indicated, this email chain will docket it on NYSCEF to preserve your appellate rights. Justice Engoron, right? So at 11:54 a.m., he said, Dear Mr. Keiss, I won't debate this yet again. Take it or leave it. Now or never. You have until noon, 7 minutes from now. I will not grant any further extensions. Hold on. A judge ain't supposed to talk like that. So then Chris Keiss said, Justice Engoron, this is very unfair, Your Honor. You are not allowing President Trump, who has been wrongfully demeaned and belittled by an out-of-control, politically motivated attorney general, to speak about the things that must be spoken about. So Engoron said, Dear Mr. Keiss, as I have already indicated to you, if Mr. Trump wishes to speak pursuant to CPLR 321, you will have to tell me now that he will agree to the limitations I have opposed. Wait a minute. So you want him to speak, but he can only speak about what you want him to speak about. How fair is that? I mean, I'm not saying you got to like Trump. I'm not saying you even got to deal with them. But the question that I'm asking is, where is the fairness in all this? Can somebody tell me where the fairness is at in all this? Where's the fairness in all this at? You know, hold on. You know, I'm just trying to figure out, if we're going to be right about something, let's be right about it. But where's the fairness? The court's supposed to be fair and impartial, right? So if the court's supposed to be fair and impartial, where is the fair and impartialness at? Make this make sense. Where is the fair and impartialness at? And I'm going to let y'all put it in the chat. I want to know what y'all think now. Can I'm just on a couple of this stuff. Just a couple. I'm not even on what really matters. I'm just on a couple things. So where is the fairness at? Because if you are being slated as a crook, even crooks get fair and right. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure out some things, man. Because what's going on is not what's being said. And the way they are spinning it, they're making it seem like, oh, it's all fair game. It's this and this and this and this. It's not all fair game. So Chris Kite say, Justice Ingram, despite the fact that his mother-in-law, who he was very close to, passed away late last night, President Trump will be speaking tomorrow, respectfully. And then the judge said, I am sorry to hear the sad news. The request to postpone tomorrow's closing arguments is denied. I'm sure you realize, although you may not realize to what extent, that every appearance of Mr. Trump requires court officers, court clerks, administrators, security details, technical people, etc., to rearrange their schedules and to plan for the day. The administration even had to evict the jury trial currently taking place in room 300 for tomorrow. Of course, I am also anxious to hear a full day of closing statements as I consider the case as a whole. On balance, going forward makes the most sense. Please tell Mr. Trump that I am sorry. I still hope and expect to hear from you by 11 a.m. this morning as to whether all of this is even an issue. So Chris Kite said, Justice Ingram, I am sad to advise the court that Mrs. Trump's mother passed away this evening because of the challenges presented by this deeply personal family matter. President Trump has asked that I request the court postpone the date for closing arguments until on or after January 29th, 2024, so that he may attend and participate in the court proceedings respectfully. Then Chris Kise on January 9th said, Justice Ingram, apologies as I did not see your deadline. Additionally, my client is in the air, so I have not yet been able to discuss your email with him. Would therefore request you allow until tomorrow morning for any response. Thank you, Chris. So Judge Arthur Ingram, the crook, said, Dear Mr. Kise, not having heard from you or any of the other defense attorneys by the 4 p.m. deadline pursuant to CPLR 321, and for the reasons stated below, Mr. Trump may not speak in court on this Thursday, January 11, 2024. In order to preserve the record for appellate review, I will docket this email chain on NYSCEF. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, what's really going on? What's really going on? And then the judge said, "Dear Mr. Keiss, your and your client's rejection of the reasonable normal limits I am imposing on any argument by Mr. Trump, which are the same limits that the law imposes on any person making a closing argument, completely justifies that the need to impose them. Closing arguments are for an advocate to comment on the evidence presented, on the relevant law, and on how the latter applies to the former to justify the result sought. Such arguments may not be used to testify, to introduce new evidence, to make a campaign speech, or to comment on irrelevant matters. People versus Kennedy case law. The trial court may preclude summation arguments that are speculative and unsupported by any evidence. People versus Ramirez case law. Summation is not an unbridled debate in which the restraints imposed at trial are cast aside so that counsel may employ all the rhetorical devices at his or her command. People versus Hightower case law. Counsel must, among other things, stay within the four corners of the evidence and avoid irrelevant and inflammatory comments. Anyone can comment on the arguments of an opposing party or counsel, but may not seek to impugn their character. Of course, I will apply common sense if there is any issue or doubt, but I will not let anyone violate the normal rules of courtroom procedure that govern closing arguments. The limitations I am imposing and my absolute discretion are not subject to further debate. Take it or leave it. Please let me know which by 4 p.m. today. What type of stuff is that? What type of stuff is that? And Chris said, Justice Ingram. Oh no, Chris, oh Lord, he put that all the way in there. But this is them going back and forth. I'm not going to read that whole email thing. This is them going back and forth, right? So I'm going to put this up here. For all the taxpayers, right? For all the taxpayers, I'm going to say it's not fair, right? So breaking news, y'all. The former head officer of a regional Ukrainian military recruitment office was caught with $1 million in shoeboxes. This recent raid seemingly confirms the conspiracy of U.S. taxpayer money laundering. Now watch this. Make this make sense. This is where all y'all funds are going to.
Далі відкриваємо цю коробку.
Wow. Wow.
Ці номери ми тут зараз не будемо шукати.
Wow. And y'all wonder why I say Trump need to be back. And y'all wonder why I say Trump need to be back in full force in the White House. But wait a minute. Here come another conspiracy. Check this out. Here's another one. Bombshell report: Judge who ruled Donald Trump defamed E. Jean Carroll and ordered him to pay $83 million in damages, identified as the same judge who dismissed sexual abuse charges of a minor against Prince Andrew. Here we go. Pay attention. Pay attention. So pretty much what was going on is that pretty much what was going on was the same guy that was on Epstein Island, his case just evaporated in the middle of the night. And that's the same judge that tried to charge Trump. Same judge. So hold on, we got more. These are all people that was found, trying to prosecute Trump or had something to do with prosecuting Trump, and it didn't work. This is the professor emeritus and epidemiology at Yale School of Public Health and Medicine, talking about the COVID-19 bioweapon. It is being covered up to protect the U.S. bioweapons industry. Dr. Harvey Rice says the COVID virus and vaccinations were used to justify continued funding of the U.S. bioweapons industry. This work and the WIV leak was what I consider to be the fruit of our bioweapons industry that has been performing secretive and nefarious, and nefarious biological weapons development for the last 70 years. The recognition of the possible accidental or international unleashing of an infectious agent capable of killing large numbers of humanity led to the Bioweapons Treaty in 1975 that President Ford signed. The treaty prohibits the development of offensive bioweapons. However, the one loophole in the treaty is that small quantities of offensive bioweapons are allowed to be developed in order to do research on vaccine countermeasures. This loophole was then exploited by our bioweapons industry for the last 50 years. My hypothesis, what I believe, is that both the virus origin cover-up and the forced vaccination of the entire planet were orchestrated to protect the integrity of the bioweapons industry. The vaccines then are the evidence that the bioweapons industry was properly justified from the beginning. From the 2026-2024 federal health agencies and the COVID cartel What are they hiding? Roundtable discussion. Watch this. Okay, so you can't hear it. I don't know why this is going on. Okay, so you can't hear it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why this is going on, but I'll come back to this. I'll come back to it because now you can't hear it all of a sudden. Like my live is being played with, like they don't want you to hear it. So I'll come back and I'll release it probably later on and make sure everything is going straight. But I'm telling y'all, man, keep Trump in your prayers. Everything is going, I guess, the way it's designed to go. And remember one thing, that we are one. We are one. We don't need to look at color or creed or shadow or shade. We are one. And on that note, Dana J is about to be gone. I see y'all later. Peace out.
Whatever you want, whoa, whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Oh, whatever you need, there's nothing I won't do. Oh, whatever you want, oh, my heart belongs to you. Oh, I say whatever you need. Whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Whatever you need, there's nothing I won't do. Whatever you want, my heart belongs to you. I say whatever you need. It's sometimes a misty rain. shut up in me. Yeah, simply lose control. Oh, rain down, follow me. Let your love just fall like raindrops, rain. Follow me. Oh, rain down, follow me. Let your love just fall like raindrops, rain.